Welcome. This is the Colorado premiere of Touched, a massage story. Wow. We're going to have a Q&A now. I'd like to invite Jonathan Grassi and Chandler Toffa up to the stage. I am as well a body worker. And I don't think I've ever felt so seen in what I do, in the presence that I bring in my being. So thank you. Now, what was it that made you want to make a film about massage therapy? I mean, is massage therapy something you were passionate about?
Everyone I'm around, I'm always asking constantly for massages.
Okay.
But I never got any professional massages up until a few years ago. But the idea came about after wherever I traveled, I love to travel, different forms of massage therapy would pop up. And so I was always very curious as to why massage was so present all around the world. And that's kind of where this idea came from.
How was it that you found Jonathan? Did you meet him at the World Championship in massage?
No, so I did a lot of research. So originally this idea was supposed to be a series.
Okay.
And it was supposed to be like the chef's table, but for massage therapy. And so we were doing a lot of research into finding our main character for the America episode. And I was Googling a lot of people, asking around, and we found a lot of different forms of massage therapy and a lot of crazy things out there. But then I came upon an article about Jonathan competing in the World Massage Championship, and I was fascinated that there was such a thing and what made him the world's third best massage therapist. So I reached out, partially because I also wanted to get a massage at some point, which I did.
Yeah.
It worked. But I reached out to him, and he was kind enough to answer my emails and calls, and he was, as you can see from the film and in real life, he's, very authentic, and he really cares about what he does. And that he stood out, very clearly after interviewing a whole bunch of different people, and that's where I really wanted to decide to make a movie with Jonathan.
I did listen to another podcast you were on and really got a sense of your passion to represent the voice of those that are underserved or unseen. And boy, I can't think of a better massage therapist to represent for us. What was it like for you then, Jonathan, to have this beautiful person approach you about this idea?
I was very excited and very, very nervous. I felt like to be selected was such an honor, not only because it's about me, but because it's about massage therapists, because it's about what we go through, the kind of the story behind who we are and what drives us, the heart of it. And when I talked to Chandler, I felt like, Chandler can do it. Yeah. He can share something that really speaks to something more vulnerable, to something more deep. And I knew we had the potential to make something like that maybe in some small way would open people's hearts and touch them and invite them into an embodied life, into a life-affirming experience that touch and that healing touch, attuned touch can be. And so, I'm the luckiest guy on the planet, and I feel that tonight, and I'm so grateful.
Yeah. And what was it like going to this competition with massage? It's not something I would ever have considered. How would one even determine a winner?
The big part of it, of going and being there, is really meeting everyone. It's like, here's a group of people who have the same passion that I do. Here are the people who are like so committed that they're going to travel across the world to do this crazy thing with each other. And, just being there was really moving. It's kind of, as massage therapists, we're part of our worldwide community of healers, and it really affirmed that for me. Beyond the winning or the medals or, all that outside stuff, the inside stuff is the this pure people wanting to offer their presence to one another, and what's better than that? So, any reason to come together for that for that experience, I think, is well worth it. And of course, it is kind of funny. It's like, I'm going to heal people better than you. I was like, Not so much.
Yeah. Well, it seems to me, it seems at the heart of competition in recognition of the oneness of us all is how present can I be with myself, with my ability in relation to this seeming other.
Yeah.
What was that like for you to be there? At least Jonathan had been in massage school with people allowing sounds to come out and trying different things, but for you to not even have gotten that many professional massages, what was that like?
Yeah, it was really cool, especially that I was in Denmark, so it was a fun experience to see people from all these different cultures come together. And like Jonathan said, it's a very open community, and as a documentary filmmaker, it's important to kind of have that access.
Yeah.
So we were welcome immediately. We did so many different interviews. Here, it's a short film, so we weren't able to include all of them, but there are so many different stories out there. But it's crazy to see how so many massage therapists, even from different countries and cultures and backgrounds, how they share the same struggles of entering the profession and getting themselves out there. So, yeah, but overall, it was a great experience.
Nice.
To me, you get to see the ritual of compassion up front, and in so many cultures, in so many ways, it's this just our desire to care for each other. It's universal.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I'd love to open up to the rest of you. Where's Eric? We have Eric with a microphone. There he is. Just raise your hand if you have a question. And
congratulations to both of you. I think it was beautiful and well delivered. My question is to Chandler. It's obvious that it's a new experience in different ways for you. What would you say is your biggest takeaway and your biggest challenge to present exactly what you felt, especially after being touched, so that it can be portrayed as beautifully as it did?
Thank you. Biggest takeaway for me from making this film was how much I wanted to become a documentary filmmaker, because this was one of the first films I made outside of school as a passion project. And it's super collaborative. Throughout the whole process, we had Mark, who's here, was a production assistant, Jonathan, my whole family, everyone who was a part of this was kind of along for the whole ride, because the story is crafted really in post-production, and you're just constantly shooting a lot of different stuff. So I learned that the hardest thing is really finding a character who believes in their own story, and who's willing to share it. Because there's a lot of people who have very powerful stories, but who aren't either willing to share it, or if they are, they don't necessarily, it doesn't look as good on screen. And I was lucky enough that Jonathan, he knocked it out of the park, but I had to trap him in a cabin for a little bit and interviewed him for several hours until he'd open up a little more. But it's fun because it's kind of a form of therapy too, getting to know someone on such a deep level. So, yeah, does that answer your question?
Hi, my question is also for Chandler. I remember the days where this project was just going to be about massage therapy in general. But after seeing Touch several times, it's really hard to imagine the film without Jonathan at the center. So I was just wondering, as a storyteller, for you, how has Jonathan's personal story and background kind of, enriched or enlivened the project from its original vision?
Yeah, this would have not been what it is without Jonathan, because even, putting this screening here today, this was all Jonathan and Kelly, he really believes in this project just as much as I do, and I think that's why it translates so well on screen.
I don't know if I have a question, but we'll just see where this goes. I think mainly as I was watching, I was just struck by the collaboration of the two of you. I have been in the massage world for a long time. My mom is a massage therapist, and my amazing husband, who is featured in the film, is as well. And having received massage, I just think what was so beautiful to see, obviously if you're a receiver, you don't get to watch the process. And so just those snippets of watching the connection to the body was really, really impactful for me. So I just want to thank the two of you for being able to bring this just to a different awareness for people, as well as, I think it just kind of awakened in me, or reawakened, just this really tender place of oh my goodness, just that simple connection to self is like so important, and also with others, because I believe that it reverberates. So I just want to thank the two of you for bringing that forward and allowing us to really see a different side of the work that we wouldn't normally get to see. And I think maybe my question is for Jonathan. Just, I think resonating with your story of just becoming and working in a lot of different places and experiencing many different scenarios, and knowing this inner part of you that feels so true to what you can create. I guess, like, how does it feel to be a business owner and, a founder of Bodywork for Liberation, and kind of what that means to you and the larger community of other massage therapists?
Thank you. Yeah. I named my work Bodywork for Liberation because I think we all deserve to be free. I really believe that the core of the human spirit is goodness, and that it's the trauma, it's the injuries and insults of life that we're not able to heal that cause, the shadow. I feel grateful to be able to live my passion, to be able to live a mission of helping to liberate, helping to shed from our cells, our collective traumas, so that we can really be who we're meant to be, so that we can really shine and our spirits can come forth. So to live that in a mission, that's a business that can bring in amazing massage therapists, like my friend here, Eric, and to share that, what more could I ask for?
Thank you, Jonathan and Chandler, for such an amazing movie. I think this awakened a lot of interesting thoughts in my mind, and I have two questions. My first question is, Jonathan, for you, as you're massaging thousands of people, I imagine there's a lot of energy transfer between people and you. How do you go about resetting your own energy as, all of this built-up trauma and suffering is moving from one body into your hand, and what's your own, self-healing practice?
This is something I work to teach massage therapists in my courses and online courses. This is so important. The concept of somatic resonance, that when two bodies are together, the state of one body resonates in a way like a tuning fork with the other bodies around it. There's that collective. We're designed to be a collective being, a collective organism. So your question, speaks to that sense of how do you work with that in yourself. And really the tools of somatic psychology are really the greatest blessing that have ever been given to me, to be able to feel that resonance when you're with another human being, and to lift it and help it transmute. It's always about, the fire of the heart, turning the energy into what it is, which is just beautiful energy that has been clouded. So it can always be transformed. At least that's my commitment and my goal and my vision. So through somatic practice, through working on my own self, I can continue to release and resonate in higher ways that allow me to be a catalyst as best as I can with a humble heart each and every time I put my hands on a client.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
First off, I'm so proud of you. It's such a treat to see. And my question is really about that moment, or maybe it was an unfolding, but what did you draw on in yourself where you were facing life, you were broke, you were living up in the mountains, they sold the house, but what did you had to draw on something in yourself to just not throw in the towel?
It's the people who love me. It's their strength. It's their courage. That's what gives me the courage to be here. Just to become who I am. So that's what means the world to me. Yeah.
So to give a little bit of context to the second question, about a year and a half ago, I went to a meditation retreat in London, and I'd learned kind of a little practice that I could do at home, and then that kind of started an incredible daily habit for me. And so I'm wondering, is there something similar for what you teach? how to get started with that, make it into a daily or even weekly or bi-monthly habit, and then do that with your significant other or whoever it might be in your life?
Mm-hmm. There's so many resources. Oh my gosh. Body-mind centering is an amazing place to start, just to learn how to breathe and to experience some of those somatic patterns. Can really just build a foundation of awareness and help you cleanse and deepen your connection. But in general, I say, we each have our own somatic fingerprint. So discover yours. Discover what your somatic fingerprint is, what helps you turn up the dial of the body voice, and just trust that, your path is your path. And at least that's how I've approached it. I just kept following what my spirit wanted and what I thought would help me heal, and that gave me the tools and the resources to help others. So trust yourself and trust your own spirit about what will guide you and support you in your own mastery, your own self-knowledge, and your own self-knowing. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, it has been an absolute pleasure to be with all of you. Please share far and wide about this film. It's a game changer. People are not going to look at the massage therapist the same way again from this film. So thank you once again. Enjoy your evening, and everyone be blessed.
Thank you so much.